Pain is permission to evolve. Pain comes and is an indicator of something needs to change. That means we need to change something in our lives or our situations or in our mindset even. Pain is weird because it's really a good thing when you think about it. And the time it sucks, but like I said, it's there to correct. It's there to show that change needs to be had. And learning is our best gift, even when pain's our teacher, because pain is the way to notify that change. So don't look at it as a bad thing. Don't look at it as a punishment. Look at it as a temporary passing through point of, hey, something with your relationship, your situation, your job, your health, your mindset, your finances, something needs to change, because that pain comes from pressure or from physically or emotionally or mentally doing something wrong. That's where that stress comes from, is because you're doing something that's hurting. I'll use physical because it's the easiest. You touch an electric fence, you touch a hot stove, you touch a fire, you touch something super cold, like you touch stuff and it actually hurts. You have a quick indicator of pain of, hey, you don't need to be touching that because it can kill you or it can very seriously harm you. And then there's some things with the relationship, that breakup or whatever, that can cause you pain, but is that pain really there to torment you and be a punishment, or is it just saying, hey, that person's not for you? You guys are not good for each other, or you're not good for them, or they're not good for you. And that means that there's somebody out there that probably is good for you. So you have to align your mindset with, hey, this just wasn't the right person. There's a person out there for me that's going to be a better fit. Finances, when are you usually the most stressed or beat up about that? When you're overspending or you're accumulating debt and you're not saving enough money, you have a lot of payments and bills and things like that. You're not stewarding your money right. The pain comes from, well, now you're forced to budget, or you're forced to your car got recalled or repoed, or something like that. Now you're being forced into debt and section bankruptcy or getting garnished, things like that. That's the pain. But it's showing that you need to get better with your finances, you need to be more disciplined, or you need to go make more money. One of those options is the change, the indicator of change. That's where the pain comes from. And then you can go down spiritually, you can go down emotionally, you can use everything. Your job, you start getting pain at your job. There's one or two things. Maybe you've overgrown and now they're putting a lot on you, or they're putting a lot on you and not paying you enough. And it's an indicator, hey, maybe it's time to change or push back and say, hey, I need a raise, I need a promotion. Or it's the indicator to go get a new job. So pain is just proof of a change needing to be had. It's not a bad thing. Does it hurt? Yes. And it can hurt really bad, especially depending on what it is. Like if you got shot, or something like that. And I do think pain can come out of nowhere. Like if you're driving safely and another person hits you and there was nothing completely you could do about it, like, is that your fault? Probably not. But those are in the rare circumstances, and that's more of a rare kind of excuse. But you can also do the same thing with, being shot. Were you in the wrong part of town? Were you somewhere you shouldn't be? Things like that. But like, again, you could have been an innocent bystander that just so happened to get shot. So do you deserve that pain? Not really. But you still have to frame your mindset of everything happens for a reason. So that was there to teach me something. The universe and God still orchestrate stuff, and they do allow you to get hurt. So keep that in mind. Like pain is is a bad thing. It's kind of what I'm saying. And it's permission to level up. It's permission to go to the next level. Because like I said, if it's your health, you're physically out of shape or something's going on with that, it's forcing you to level up. Going back to the finances, if you are filing for bankruptcy or having your car repoed and stuff like that, or what's making that happen? It's a chance for you to level up and go make more money, start a side hustle, go get a promotion, go work overtime, go get a second job, like whatever you need to do to level up and be more disciplined in that. And then the rest relationship, maybe it was your fault. Maybe you got lazy in the relationship. Maybe you started slacking off. It's a situation for you to man up or woman up and become the man or woman that's worth dating, that's worth being in a relationship and a serious relationship, and worth maybe potential marriage, being a marriage partner, things like that. So it can also be deemed as a way for you to evolve, a way for you to level up. So start thinking about that when you encounter pain. What is this pain trying to teach me? That should be the first question you ask. And what can I do to make this pain not happen again? That's learning, that's wisdom, that's gaining new insights, that's being more efficient going forward. So those are a couple questions. And how do I prevent this pain from happening again? What is this pain trying to teach me? Was there anything I could have did to prevent this the first go around? Is this what those types of questions all kind of stem from the same place. So keep that in mind. Pain is permission to evolve. It's permission to level up, and it's there for a purpose. Anyway, this was consistency day 233, I believe. I hope you got something from this. If you did learn something or felt inspired or felt challenged or anything like that, I encourage you to like, share, comment, and subscribe and follow along for more. But other than that, I wish you all peace and blessings on the journey.